Hey everyone, I'm just going to make a real short video here because I haven't really covered it yet, but it's something that I think is profoundly important. As much as I admire and respect people such as Jordan Peterson, and I'm very thankful and happy for the fact that he has now entered into the fray as far as philosophical or political dialogue is concerned. Someone that's being a voice of reason out there, and I'm very happy that he was thrust in the spotlight as a consequence, as a result of his willingness to stand up against the SJWs, the leftists, the collectivists that were trying to impose their edicts, their will onto the masses through way of legislation, and try to convey their message not just through political means as far as propagandizing the people, but enshrine it in legislation, Bill C-16. But on the flip side of that, I have to acknowledge and recognize the very real fact that Stefan Molyneux is a Canadian that has actually been doing this stuff for a long time. He's been out there on the social media landscape for, well, as long as the social media landscape has existed. He's been on YouTube like me. I've had YouTube channels since my first one when I was riding my ATVs and stuff and doing tricks and stunts. I've had YouTube videos and channels since I think it was April 2006. So I'm earlier adopter of the YouTube platform. Very early adopter of the YouTube platform. But so is Stefan Molyneux, except while I was doing my, uploading videos in regards to, doing wheelies and ripping around on my bike in sand pits and stuff, he was out there putting out these philosophical principles and talking about the things that we all discuss today. So let's give credit where it's due. Acknowledge Jordan Peterson and be very thankful that he has now entered into the fray and is now part of the conversation. But, we got to, don't leave Molyneux, even though he's got over 750,000 followers now on YouTube, or subscribers, I should say. But Jordan Peterson has surpassed Molyneux. And I mean, like I say, I'm not detracting or denying Jordan Peterson his claim to fame that he rightfully deserves, but for the amount of time and effort that Stefan Molyneux has put in and has been doing it on these platforms for a whole lot longer, why isn't Molyneux well over 1 million? Why the fuck do people like Alex Jones have a larger following than even Molyneux? Well, I think a lot of people out there might very well perceive Molyneux as having some kind of arrogant mentality or persona. But you know what? Don't reject the man. The man he's about ideas. You don't have to like the man in every aspect and every regard of who he is. Even myself. Not everyone likes me. I get it. But when you're putting out these videos, when those of us that are care about this stuff, when we're putting out our videos, don't necessarily concern yourself, although somewhat. Yeah, you got to care about the person. But the ideas are what matters most. And Molyneux is definitely at the forefront of ideas, of philosophical thinking. He is the largest philosophical platform and public figure on the entire internet. There's nobody that's got more of a footprint than Stefan Molyneux. But I still think that he needs more acknowledgement, and I think people should rightfully support him and promote him just as much, if not more, than people such as Jordan Peterson or like Dave Rubin or some of the new up-and-comers that have now garnered and gained a large following. If you're out there following these people, even if you may not necessarily agree with everything Stefan Molyneux says, why would you want to give anyone else priority over someone that's been doing this for so long? And to be honest with you, is being way more philosophical, moral, and ethically or legally principled in every aspect and every regard. I get that, in recent years he's delved into the political fray, but once again, he explained his pragmatism in that regard. It's not like the guy just chose to pivot to the political realm without giving you people an explanation why he did so. I'll admit, I was pissed off at him for a little while too, but I understand the pragmatic approach for pivoting to the political realm, because you can try to ignore it, but it's there and it's going to happen. The political realm is going to exist. So while it exists, ignoring it just means that you're trying to pretend that an enemy that really does exist doesn't matter. Well, it does matter. So you have to focus your attention there. Even though you don't want to, you have to focus your attention, because that is really where the enemies more or less congregate to. Anyways, it's enough. I'm going to tie this video up. And it's not just pure blatant promotion of Stefan Molyneux just for the sheer fact of the man, but about his ideas and about his capacity and his instinct to stir up and create a conversation, to at least entice people to start thinking critically about, the kinds of things that not just concern us all, but affect us all. So I'll just say right here now, thank you, Stefan Molyneux. I'm a great admirer of you. I've always been, well, ever since I learned who you are many, many years ago. And even though you sometimes are kind of shoved to the back burner in some areas, in some regards, keep doing what you're doing, man. You're the best of the best as far as I'm concerned when you're talking about people that are out there promoting individual liberties and freedoms, and what it means to be a philosophical thinker, and what it means to be a moral, objective human being. It's a Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.